Yo. What's going on, man? Today is Friday, March the 3rd, 2023. This is your boy Chris, and this is the Cash Day with Chris NBA betting show / podcast, where we try to get ahead of the lines and get some really good numbers that we're liking before the market becomes too over adjusted, right? So it's all about getting the best number. We have been doing pretty good. Yesterday, I didn't give out any best bets on the show. I talked about a couple things that I liked. I know the Wizards first quarter cash, the Raptors full game did not cash. I did make that an official play. But I'm getting ahead of myself. If you guys enjoy the pod, please consider downloading and subscribing on all podcast platforms. The podcast, as always, is presented to you guys by the Basketball Forever Podcast Network. I'm excited, man. We got a lot of basketball. I got a lot to talk about. I'm going to try to do it pretty quickly. Keep the pod to about 15 minutes today at the most. Yeah, especially if you're new, consider subscribing to the pod. Live every morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. on YouTube, but consider subscribing to the pod as well. Downloading the pod, especially if you've been cashing with us as well. So real quick recap of yesterday. I didn't give out any official plays on the show, but this is the recap of last night, what I gave out on the Crispy Cap and NBA show. I talked about the Raptors money line. They couldn't make a shot. Fred VanVleet, second game back after having the birth of his child, and just couldn't make a shot. This team struggled to score the ball, and that's why it's really the reason why the Raptors won't make it far in the playoffs, because they just lack shot making. They don't have enough offense, and I thought they had enough defense to slow down the Wizards, but they couldn't do that either. The Wizards went over their team total and won the game pretty handily as well. These two teams do play again, and the Raptors probably will end up winning that game, but I probably will stay off. And then I also talked about the Pacers and the Spurs to go under 238. That was an easy, no sweat bet. Tyrese Halliburton got ruled out after I gave the bet out. The total dropped down to about 234 points, and it still went well under that total. Pacers haven't picked up 3 wins in a row since 2021 season. So Spurs come back home off the rodeo road trip and able to get the job done defensively, holding the Pacers to 99 points. And then also Miles Turner, I talked about his blocks. Over 2.5 was plus 105, and he cashed that as well. So those were the 3 plays that I ended up locking in last night. So glad I stayed off the Clippers, that I really wanted to get there with them. And kind of kicking myself that I didn't play the under, because I talked about liking the under in that game. It was at 235 points. I didn't play it. It got bet all the way down to 231. I still didn't play it. And, of course, the game goes under, both teams having to play again. So I talked about a lot of those things yesterday. But today's games, man, that's what you guys are here for. We're here for picks for today. Let's talk about them. So we got a lot. It's a few games today. It's a few things that I like on the card as well. We don't have numbers for everything yet, but let's go through some of the games. So first game I want to talk about, and let's see. I don't even know if I made a banner for it. Let's see. I want to talk about this. Let's go to Brooklyn and Boston. So Brooklyn, Boston. The line in this one is now -10 in favor of the home team, the Boston Celtics, and the total is up to 220, let's say 227.5 points in this game. So what do I think is going to happen in this game? So, of course, we know the Brooklyn Nets have been struggling to score the ball, struggling to really stop anybody as well, even though they have a defensive-oriented team. They're just really small. They're a really small team. Teams that play well against the Boston Celtics are typically teams that give them, problems in the paint. Teams that can, that can offensive rebound the ball. Teams that can, get a bunch of rebounds. And you got to be able to beat the Celtics in some category. I don't think this Brooklyn Nets team can beat the Celtics in any category. So I know that the total in this one opened at 226. It's been bet up to 227.5. 228.5 on DraftKings as well, 228 on Caesars. I like the over in this game. I like the over a lot. One thing I looked at was the Celtics as home favorites of 10 points or more, with a total of 225 or less, which is what this total opened at. Though they are 6-1 to the over in that spot, 6-1 to the over on their team total as well. The Celtics are also, let's see. I'm sorry. No. Another quick trend, league-wide trend, that I looked at. So since the start of the 2020 season, you look at road dogs with 10 points or more playing on their fourth game in 6 nights, which the Brooklyn Nets are in this spot. They're 1-12 straight up, 4-9 against the spread, losing by average of 17 points, and 9 of their last 13 opponents have gone over their team total as well. I think you could play this one either way. I wouldn't be afraid to lay the 11. I think it's a blowout type of game. I know that the Brooklyn Nets just got blown out by the New York Knicks. But I don't see a way that they keep this game close. I know if you think back just a tad bit, Kyrie requested the trade after the Brooklyn Nets got smacked up by the Boston Celtics in Boston. So this is the revenge game without Kyrie. I can only see a slaughter in this game as well. The one thing gives me, a little cause for hesitation is the Celtics are 0-3 straight up and against the spread, 3-0 to the under, facing a team that's coming off a 20-point loss this season. So we know the Celtics got a big win the other day against the Cleveland Cavaliers 2 nights ago. But I could only play this game with I would only be able to play the Celtics team total to go over. I played the Celtics team total to go over 119.5 is what I played it at. So let's see. Let me add that. So Celtics team total over 119.5. This one's pretty simple. You go look at Brooklyn, you look at their defense, specifically on the road, they've given up 120 points every single game as a road dog since Kyrie got traded. I think it was February the 4th. So that's my top play in that game is the Boston Celtics team total over. Also wouldn't talk anybody off laying the 11 points with Boston. I do think that they win that game by a pretty wide margin. So that's what I'm looking at there. Also, another thing I looked at was post All-Star break. Home favorites that have been laying 10 points or more. The Mavs did it against the Spurs. The Kings did it against the Blazers, the game that Dame didn't play and Nurkic didn't play because of the snow. And the Jazz did it against the Spurs in the first game. They laid 10. The second game, they only laid 9.5. All three of those teams won and covered. So home favorites laying 10 points or more post All-Star break are 3-0 straight up and against the spread. So when we're thinking about laying these big numbers, I think it's okay in this spot. I like the Celtics on the spread, but I played the team total to go over 119.5 is what I played. So that's what I got for you guys there. Next game I want to talk about is my Minnesota not my Minnesota Timberwolves, but the Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Lakers. Spreading this one has the Lakers pretty much at a pick. Some places have it at Minnesota, -1, -1.5. So we'll just say the Lakers +1.5 with a total of 229 points. And I'll tell you guys what I'm looking at in this game as well. So Lakers, really, first off, this team has only lost one game since the post All-Star break. Second thing is the loss that they had was against the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis without LeBron James, so kind of expected. They bounced back well against the Oklahoma City Thunder and win that game. So they're coming off a game as a road dog with an outright win. And they're at home. You look at, so let's flip it and go Timberwolves. Timberwolves just got a big win against the Clippers. They've been in LA for 2 days. No idea what they've been doing there. They're 2-0 to the under on the first leg of a back-to-back because they do play tomorrow. The Timberwolves do play tomorrow. So 2-0 to the under on the first leg of a back-to-back as a road favorite. 3-1 to the under as a road favorite versus teams that they previously beaten already this season. The Lakers are 2-2 to the over-under without LeBron as a home dog. But those games average about 223 points. Only one time have the Lakers played with AD. Play with AD in and without LeBron as a home dog. That game actually came against the Miami Heat. That game went under the total of 224 points with 121 scored in that game. Also, looking at this season, this is the thing that really jumped out to me. This season, post All-Star break, so I'm talking about last couple weeks, road teams playing in a conference game on the first leg of a back-to-back are 12-1 to the under. Last night when I capped it, it was 11-1 to the under. But if you take in that the Clippers played last night because they were a road team last night playing in a conference game on the first leg of a back-to-back. The game also went under. Those teams are 12-1 to the under. I think that's about 95% says to play this game under today. You also look at the Lakers. If they're going to be able to keep this game close, it is going to be because they play good defense. They are 11th defensively rated the last 4 games since the All-Star break. The Timberwolves on the opposite side are playing really good defense as well. They're 7th defensively in the last 3 games post All-Star break. Minnesota also has the second worst offensive rating post All-Star break as well. Their offense has really just relied heavily on Anthony Edwards. So I did play the under in this game. So under 229 is what I got it at last night. I see a lot of 229 still out there right now. This is my top under look of the day. Really, really like this under a lot. Minnesota and Lakers to go under 229 is what I played it at. And let's get into one more real quick because I got a lot that I like today. I'll share a few more looks later on today, but I got a lot of looks that I like. I'm gonna share one more, and then I'm gonna go through the comment section pretty quickly, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. So, next one, let's talk about the Grizzlies and the Nuggets. This should be an interesting one. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like this game. So you get Memphis coming in here to Denver. They are, let's see. Okay, so Memphis and Denver. Denver is laying Minnesota. Denver is laying 5.5 points in this spot. Total in this one opened at 234.5. It's actually come down. It is some 234 and 234 is out there right now, and it's a 234.5 out there right now as well. If you want another under today, take this game to go under, and I would take it right now because the total is already dropping. I hadn't seen the total dropping already. I did play this one as well. Memphis and Denver to go under 234.5, and here's why. So I like the Denver Nuggets on the spread as well, but I'm not going to give that play out. I'll talk about that one later on during the show. But you look at the total, right? So we're just looking at this total: Memphis and the Denver Nuggets. Both games so far this season have gone under by about 20 points. Memphis came to Denver early this season and got blew out. They didn't hit their team total. Recently, last week, the Denver Nuggets went to Memphis and they got blown out. They didn't hit their team total. So the Nuggets, they are 13-8 to the under as a home favorite in conference games. They're also 4-2 to the under as a home favorite, facing a team that they've beaten already this season. The Grizzlies 5-4 to the under as road dogs this season with about an average of 227 points. And they only score 106 points in that spot. We know that Memphis turns up at home. Typically, they struggle to score on the road. Do I think they're going to struggle to score on the road here again? I absolutely do. You also look at these teams defensively. Memphis is the third best defensive team over the last 7. They have the third best defensive rating over the last 7 games. Denver not too far behind them. They're the 11th rated defense over the last 7 games. I looked at a couple league-wide trends as well, and these are what really pushed me over the edge when I want to take these totals because I'm not just looking at these two teams. But this is what I looked at. So I looked at when two good teams that are playing each other, both teams have a 60% win percentage or better. They play in a conference game post All-Star break with a total of 234 points or higher. They're 10-2-2 to the under, 16.7% dating all the way back to 2008. Another one I want to give you guys, also since 2008, when two teams that have at least 1 day's rest and a 55% win percentage or better in a conference game that excludes the playoffs that has a total of 234 points or more, 15-3-1 to the under, 83.3%. I play percentages, as you guys know already. So I took this under as well. Let me update this for you guys so you guys can see that. I took the under 234.5. I do expect the total to keep dropping in this one. Like I said, you got to shop around. Make sure you're getting the best number. I don't like it as much at under 232.5, but I would play it at under 233.5. I would play it at under 234.5, which is what I played it at. So those are the 3 games I wanted to talk about. I don't have enough time to give a full breakdown, but I did play the Knicks minus the 2 on the road versus the Heat as well. So that's a bonus play for you guys. It's Knicks or nothing for me in this one. Just real quick, I'll go through it. So Knicks second, they have the second, they're second in offensive rating, sixth in defensive rating over the last 10 games, second in net rating as well. You look at this Miami Heat team, they've really just been struggling to score the ball. They're 27th offensively, 25th net rating last 2 games is last 10 games as well. Only averaging 100 points in their last 5 games. You look at the Knicks, they are 6-1 straight up and as a against the spread as a road favorite, including 5-0 straight up and against the spread in conference games, 4-2 to the under in that spot as well, only averaging about 220 points. They've won and covered 7 in a row and 9 of their last 10 games. I'm just not betting against the Knicks right now, and it feels like they should be able to outscore the Miami Heat in this spot. The Knicks are also 11-6 straight up, 10-6-1 against teams that they've against the spread facing a team that they've previously beaten already. And if you look at those games that were on the road, they're 5-2 straight up and against the spread in that spot, 4-0 straight up and against the spread as an away favorite playing a team that they've already beaten this season. You look at the Miami Heat, just 0-2 straight up, 1-1 against the spread as a home dog this season, 0-2 to the under in that spot, only averaging about 209 points. So I mean, simply put, I just think the Heat, they lose this game. Also, last thing I want to mention, Heat 4-5 straight up, only 2-7 against the spread, playing on the first leg of a back-to-back, losing those games by average of 5 points. So all of those reasons, like I said, real quick, I just wanted to throw that one in. I know that the spread is moving towards the Knicks. I think they're laying 2.5 at some places right now, but you can still get the 2's gone. I still like the 2.5. I think that the Knicks win the game today. They're the hotter team. They have more offense. They play just as good defense as the Miami Heat do. So that's the way I'll be looking in that one. Let me look at some of the comments real quick. But 4 top plays of the day, matter of fact, let me just get the banner up real quick. And I didn't even add the Miami Heat. I'll give you guys the Miami Heat as a little bonus as well. I mean, the New York Knicks as a bonus as well. I played the New York Knicks minus the 2. But I'll give it to you guys at the minus 2.5 as well. So best bets at the bottom of the scroll for people who join late. Let me go through the comments section real quick. What up to my guy Courtney? Clippers on the ban list. Can't trust the Clippers right now. Is it safe to say Russ is the problem? I don't think Russ is the problem. I think they're just kind of figuring it out, Courtney. I definitely think that they're just trying to figure it out. But if you watched that game last night, Draymond was in the paint while he was guarding Russell Westbrook. So he got to be able to shoot the ball. He got to be able to shoot the ball. What else? Mason Plumlee rebounds. Yeah, he cashed his rebounds in the first quarter. I mean, the first half. Kings minus 5. Kings were opened at -3 last night. A lot of injury implications in that game. PG said that he may play if he gets a good night's sleep. Kawhi is ruled out already. Of course, De'Aaron Fox is listed as questionable. Not 100% sure if he's going to play. And also, Norman Powell left with his arm in a sling. I don't think he's listed as questionable. I don't think Norman Powell's going to play in this game today. I don't think he's going to play in this game today. Let's see. What else? The Raptors, they screwed us last night. Kings should cover tonight by at least 3, right? I think that they should, JS. So one other thing to note that I want to mention real quick, just a little gem that I want to give you guys. So road dogs, playing on the second leg of a back-to-back post All-Star break in 6 games so far this season have allowed their opponent to go over their team total in all 6 games. So that's a trend that just says, blindly take the Sacramento Kings team total over. The problem is I don't know if they're going to play down the competition in this spot. Do I think that they can absolutely come out here and smash the Clippers tonight? Yeah, I do. If they get Fox in, I probably will end up on their team total as well. But we just saw it with the Brooklyn Nets going to the Knicks. They got smashed. The Knicks scored over the 115.5. I talked about that in the Bet US video the other day. So I'm going to keep the pod to about 20 minutes. So I'm going to jump off, but I appreciate you guys for coming through. Hit the like button for me if you guys can. I'm going to try to go through the other comments off air, but I appreciate you guys for tapping in with me. Also, check out the pod, man, especially if you've been cashing with me. I always appreciate all the love. Grateful for the community, man. Let's keep going, man. We've been on a nice little run. Hopefully we can keep it going today. We'll be back at 5:30 for the Crispy Cap and NBA show. But 4 top plays of the day trending at the bottom. I'm on the Celtics team total to go over 119. I took the Lakers in the Timberwolves to go under 229. Denver and Memphis under 234.5. I take it at 233.5 as well, but jump on the number because I do expect it to drop. And the Knicks later 2.5 with the Knicks, man. 4 best bets for you guys today. Also got a couple props that I'm looking at. It's a lot to like today, man. I'm gonna go light on my units, but it's a lot to like today for sure. Best of luck to you guys, man. Hit the like button for me, subscribe to the videos, and share the show if you guys can. See you guys at 5:30 for the Crispy Cap and NBA show. I'm out.